Welcome to the Alchemy Experience podcast, where transformation isn't just talked about, it's lived. I'm Erin, and around here, we're turning breakdowns into breakthroughs, pain into power, and survival into serious thriving. Whether I'm flying solo or vibing with a badass guest, we dive into all the things on health, creating beautiful relationships, and building wealth. We're keeping it real, raw, and ridiculously empowering. It gets a little juicy, a little bit wild, and super inspiring. This isn't just another podcast, it's your permission slip to evolve loud, proud, and on purpose. Let's go light the world on fire. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Alchemy Experience podcast. I am so excited to have Melissa Abucharkra. I think I said it
Very
right.
good. Yeah.
I did it. I did it. Um, it's the win for the day for me.
Yeah.
So I have Melissa with us today, and I'm really excited. We have just connected recently on social media. What's been great about this journey is I'm meeting so many women that are doing parallel things to what I'm doing, but in their own way, which is just so cool. And I really just love engaging with women and especially business owners and those that have their own podcasts too, so that we just have the vibe together. So I have Melissa here, who is a certified fitness coach and nutrition coach specializing in helping women over 40 lose fat, build strength, which we all know is a thing, and finally ditch the restrictive diets. Amen to that. Through
Hmm.
her Shift 360 method, she teaches sustainable habits that fit real life and not the scale. Ooh, I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait to dive in with you a little bit more because you have workshops and courses and classes and just a method on how women our age can really tap into this. So, Melissa, tell us a little bit more about you, what you do, and kind of how you have evolved into this line of business.
Okay. So for me, it started, a long time ago. I struggled with my weight a lot, especially in high school. Um, and, coming from a cultured background, I'm half Lebanese, half Italian, and they are just very vocal. Like you gain weight, they tell you right to your face, and kind of when you're young, that can affect you.
Yeah.
And so I became kind of obsessed with how I look, and that's why today now I'm a mom of four. I really watch my words around my kids and really talk about food in a positive light because for a long time I was afraid of eating, the bad foods. I had good and bad food lists, and then I'd binge on the bad foods in secret so that no one saw me. So I struggled with my weight quite a bit. I hit over, 200 at one point, and I tried everything. Like I did. I'm 41 now. So like back in the day, it was like Dr. Bernstein, Weight Watchers, some version of keto. It wasn't called keto. It was called something Atkins diet, I think.
Yep, yep. I'm 41
Um,
as well, so I think we're the same.
um, cabbage soup. Like I tried everything because I didn't realize that really the issue lies with your foundation, your lifestyle that you're living day to day. Because anybody can follow a diet, a 4-week program, 8-week program, whatever, and you're going to lose weight because it's designed to force you into calorie deficit, but then you always gain the weight back. So I would lose weight, gain it back, lose weight, gain it back. I actually lost 50 pounds using diet pills, restrictive, lost it very fast, regained that all plus 15. So
Mm.
that was like a really hard time. Um, Embarrassing. You don't want to see people, especially people that saw you lose a bunch of weight and then you gain it back and it's like, what happened to you? Um, and then I lost all of that weight the second time. It took me over a year and I've been maintaining it for the past 15 years.
Wow.
I'm a mom of four. I've had 4 pregnancies. I've bounced back to my pre-pregnancy weight because this is just my lifestyle and this is what I want to teach other women to stop counting calories, stop tracking macros, stop having a good or bad food list, and really have food freedom so that you can go to a restaurant without feeling like you're cheating, be invited to someone's house without anxiety. You have a potluck at work and then you don't know what to eat, or this is my cheat day, and then you pile up your plate. I teach a plating method that I've designed. So it really gives you the freedom to eat what you want. I mean, it sounds like it's like a rule, but it's not. It's just, it's a way of, how can I describe it in a short way? It's similar to a balance plate. I just have a funner spin on it, just making sure you have all what you need at each meal so that you can create a natural calorie deficit by fueling yourself properly.
Mm, that's the key, right? So
That was a long answer.
no, that's amazing. No, this is perfect because we are in the age now, which I've talked to so many women about this, and I think our age women that like
Hmm.
there's not enough research yet, which boggles my mind, but also makes sense because women's health, although it's very prominent and we talk about it in like
Hmm.
various ways, there's not enough research about hormones and what's happening and how um especially for our generation, a lot of
Right.
women going on birth control at a young age, and then that's
Hmm.
shifting, or the things that we ate, that our parents ate, it's much different now
Yeah.
for us over our generation. And so I think a lot of it has to do with that. And I see that that's something you talk about is
Hmm.
hormones and metabolism, and the answers are very unique to the person. And it sounds like that's what you do. It's not a one size fits all thing, which
No, it's
people
it's
think it
very
is, right?
personalized.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very personalized. And one of the biggest mistakes women in their 40s make, or women approaching perimenopause, is that they try to lose weight the way they did in their 20s. And
Mhm.
I mean, now you're a mom. You have a lot more responsibility. Your nervous system is overloaded all the time, and you have to shift with that. And adding something like having a strict meal plan, counting calories, we don't need that on top of everything else. And there is another way. And I wish I had this way when I was trying to lose weight. With Weight Watchers, it was like a point system. So you start categorizing foods by points. And I had a client who came to me that was following, I think it's the Noom app, and it's like it categorizes red, green, and yellow the food. So we don't do that. Like I eat everything. If I want chocolate, I eat chocolate. I just teach you how, if you want to have alcohol here and there. I don't say that nothing is allowed. I teach you how to have it in everyday life, because life is always going to happen. You want to be able to go to social events and not feel like you cheated or have to diet before a vacation. I mean, I'm always ready for a vacation, for a party, and I want other women to feel the same. Um, yeah, our bodies change after we've had kids, and it causes a bit of insecurity. So I really want to be able to empower women, and it starts with the food choices and their fitness.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
it sounds like this whole idea really was from high school when
Yeah.
when you look back, you really felt that in your core, like
Mhm.
I want to embody this so that then I can serve other people. But tell me and the listeners and my peeps over here in my side of the world, sort of when it shifted. I mean, have you always had this business or what did you do, prior to this?
Yeah. So, I mean, after I was successful at losing the weight and keeping it off, people would ask me, and I didn't really understand how to describe it, because what happened is I stopped trying, if you will, and I just started making smaller changes, like moving more and eating less. We tend to overeat. It's a problem of the West, really.
Yeah.
And I started to see weight loss, and I continued to change with that. And I didn't understand at the time that I was changing my lifestyle. You literally have to say goodbye to the old you.
Mhm.
If what you're doing now isn't working, it's not going to work later. And we hear a lot of, I'll just do this until. Well, when you stop, you're going to regain the weight. So Then I got into corporate. I worked for the federal government for many years. And then when I was going on maternity leave with my first son, I remember sitting in my cubicle saying, I want to help people. I've always had a desire to help. I didn't want to just, sit at a computer and do computer work, if you will, my position there. Um, I was an events coordinator, so it was kind of fun too, but it wasn't making a difference. I wanted to make a difference. So I went on maternity leave with my son and I started, just reflecting. And my husband was like, everybody always asks you what you do, how you do it. You should be teaching. So he really lit the fire under that. Like, you should be teaching people how.
Beautiful.
And that's when I started learning and getting certified because it's great to have personal experience because then you really understand where your client's coming from because
Yeah.
you've been there.
Yeah.
But you also have to be trained. Like, I understand how to shift habits in people without saying, okay, stop this, stop that, do this, do that. I do it in a gentle way where they start shifting without knowing that they're shifting.
Yep.
And that I'm trained to do that now. So, because people don't respond very well to no more of this, you can't do that. So it's just really getting them to get curious about themselves. My program, I have a signature framework. I call it the 3R framework. So it's reset, rebuild, and reinforce. So the first phase is resetting. We completely unbrainwash our ways and we reset the foundation because that's how you maintain the lifestyle. And it really is with the lifestyle. So I think I answered your question. So
Yeah.
yeah, I shifted 12 years ago. I started doing my education and then I was just like health coaching. And then my clients want to start getting into fitness, and I was already working out too. But again, I didn't understand how to program a fitness plan for someone because how you program a fitness plan for someone who sits at a desk all day versus a nurse is different because you have different muscle weaknesses and strengths. So that's why these generic plans that you buy online for 19.99, you get a fitness plan and here's your meal plan. It doesn't work for everybody. It has to be according to you,
Yes. Yes.
you know? And
And
if you're someone who doesn't work out at all and you want to get back into it, you have to start with mobility. You can't just get into the gym or get into working out this all in or all out mentality also.
yeah. Oh yeah, complete mindset shift and energy shift. And I had a
Yeah.
great conversation with another woman yesterday that does different things, but very much still in the same zone of the energy, right? And so we had a good conversation too around when people work with us as the coaching space, right? So she does some therapeutic coaching, as do I, as do you. It's different. Your fitness, she does more of the spiritual stuff. I do more of the embodiment and transformational work. So all very similar, right? But
Mhm.
we pay for the energy. We pay for we're not just paying for somebody's time and a
Right.
quick fix, right? We're investing in ourselves with
Mhm.
somebody else to help us really figure ourselves out because you've unlocked the codes to this that others have
Mhm.
not. And I think
Yeah.
it's so beautiful and so amazing. Thank you for sharing all of that. Um, so if somebody wanted to work with you in
Mhm.
the fitness and nutrition, what's the best way to get in contact? Where do you hang out most on social?
On Instagram and TikTok. And then
Okay.
my handle is Melissa Fit Coach. Tried to make it, super memorable and short.
Yeah,
And that's where you can reach me. My
perfect.
website is, melissafitcoach.com. So it's all
All the same.
the same type of stuff. I have a really cool quiz there that helps you determine what's blocking your fat loss right now. It kind of tells you what kind of eater you are, what kind of dieter you are, and it puts you in that category and helps you move forward to start really reflecting and making it's a transformation. What you were describing before is we literally transform people. It's not just temporary change.
Yeah, not just body, it's the whole thing. Yeah. And so I will put in the show notes how, your links to your
Okay.
website and to your Instagram and TikTok and how to get in contact with you. So be sure to follow Melissa over on all of those so that you guys can tap into her world a little bit, get to know her.
Mhm.
And if you feel compelled, reach out to her directly via any of those to, explore working with her in any capacity. The last thing I want to ask that I love asking all my guests on the show is if there was a nugget or a phrase or a little piece of information you would want to leave with my peeps today, what would it be?
If you are on a weight loss journey, just to remember that you want to thrive beyond the scale. We don't want to focus on the number on the scale because, especially if you're strength training, you're going to weigh more, but you're going to be leaner. So, what matters more, right? So, we want to thrive beyond the scale.
I love that. That's so great. That's a good, good thing to keep in mind. I go through phases of like weighing myself to check in, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do that for a while. And it always throws me off, but it's like, it's how do we feel, you know?
Yeah. And I have one more actually that
Yes.
came to mind is if you don't know where to start right now with your nutrition, start with your breakfast because your breakfast sets the tone for the whole day. It's going to determine if you're going to be a snacker all day or if you're going to be satiated and blood sugar balanced.
Ooh, that's good. That's a good lead in for people to get to know you a little more because
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by that. Like, what should my breakfast be? Am I doing it
Yeah.
right for my body? So amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time
You're
and for being
welcome.
here. And I'm so grateful that we've connected and hopefully we
Mhm.
can continue to stay in touch and the peeps in my world can start to get to know you and work with you in some capacity. So thanks,
Thank
guys, for
you.
being here. And again, until next time, let's go light the world on fire.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Alchemy Experience. If this episode lit something up inside you, go ahead and share it with someone who's ready to rise too. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and connect with me online on all social media at the Alchemy Experience. Because transformation loves company, and together we all rise. And hey, don't just survive this week. Thrive like you frickin' mean it. Let's go let it up. Talk soon.